Funny how it
Funny
changed.
how it changed.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we doing? How are we doing? How are we, beautiful people? Got to give the people what they want. Got to give the people what they want. I hope everyone is having a wonderful morning. I am back home. Travel was, travel. But whenever returning back, of course, there's always some readjustments. Trying to get the cameras back to exactly where I like. I'm very like matter of fact, or very much, like, oh, it has to be this way or whatever. When it comes to like my setup, I need to try more Switch games, Vash. Yeah, listen, I looked at my Switch games because I was like thinking the same thing, right? I was like, oh, I should play more of the games that I have. God dang it, I can't. That's gonna annoy me, but fuck it, whatever. But then I looked at other games and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play some other games, and then I went back to playing Super Smash Brothers. So I have to fix this camera. This is gonna drive me crazy all live, but whatever. It's gonna drive me absolutely crazy all live. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get the Tiki Talk in here. We're gonna get this thing cranked up. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. 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 How are we doing over on the Tiki Talk side? We are getting everything rolling. It looks like we have everyone here. Let me send this to a couple of people. Da, 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 da. Mm-hmm. 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 Boom. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Rita. Good morning, Connie. Good morning, Jacqueline. Good morning, Brown Skin. Good morning, MAGA Cries. Good morning, Sandy Cheeks. Good morning, Alex. Good morning, One Mighty Pin. Good morning, Miss Bellasella. Good morning, LGK Tunes. Good morning, Manders. Good morning, Craft Weaver. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, beautiful people. I hope everyone is having an amazing, awesome, super stupendous morning. Hope you guys are doing spectacular. All right, all right, all right. I hope your day is as bright and as lovely as you are. Speaking of bright, do I need to drop like the resolution? Does the overall camera view on TikTok look too light? I feel like I need to tamp it down because it's too light. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Also, like the fact that the camera isn't straight on is gonna drive me fucking insane, but whatever, I can't change it now. Looks good. Yeah, it's like I can adjust it and it looks that's not what I want to do. Hold on. There we go. There. I feel like that's better. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah, it was too overexposed. I feel like that's a little bit better. Yeah. Yeah. And it's because like I was moving the camera and whenever I, unpack, I always twist it and it looks funny or whatever. So yeah. Yeah. Also, I hate the fact that it's not center. It's not center, but it's okay. It's fine. It's fine, Santana. It's okay. Don't worry about the camera not being center. You're fine. There's no need to hyperfixate over the positioning of the camera. You don't need to do that. It's fine. Anyway, good morning, beautiful people. If you don't mind, especially over on the TikTok, as we get in, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart. Me, it's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. If you guys could as well, make sure that you're sharing the actual live to your stories and to your FYP. I mean, you can share it to 1 or 2 people, like not a ton of people, but sharing it to your FYP and your stories is way more beneficial than sharing it to a bunch of people, right? When you send your daily heart me as well, guys, please remember, go ahead and make sure that you go back and collect your points. That's really important. When you send your daily heart me, make sure you go in and actually collect your points. Am I frozen? Did I freeze? Okay. So it's just my my phone playing tricks on me. Okay, got it. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing started here in just one moment. Tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Let's go ahead and get this thing kicked off right.
Yeah. Funny how it changed now. Same people that laughed at clips, studying the clips now. Everybody got opinions till the facts land. Everybody loud till they gotta take a stand. Every stream feel like somebody betting they pride. I seen fake scholars fold in real time. Now they screenshot tapes, run around and remix it, and pull up thinking somehow they can fix it. Nah, you stepped in the wrong room, donut. This ain't rage bait. this pressure. Patriarchy, race, class, labor, healthcare. I don't do surface levels, I peel layers. And every time they think they got me cornered, numbers go higher. Chat flyer minds working, crowd waiting. Finna get good tonight. Welcome to the ring now. Talk big, tell the facts, come out, slap down. Welcome to the ring now. Got the whole chat screaming when the logic break down. To the ring now. You ain't built for this smoke. Y'all slap nuts, ain't got milk for these old. So pipe down, mic down. You don't want to go with right now. I don't debate for applause, I debate for the record. Every false claim gets dissected and severed. You rehearsed outrage, I studied the structure. Difference between noise and somebody with substance. You quote tweets, I quote policy. You want moments, I want honesty. You want ego boost and virality. I want mutual aid, struggle and unity. That's the difference between you and me. See the problem? Different type timing. You came for clips, I came for alignment. Capitalist socialism back. Half these dudes can't define what they running in caps. Talking about free market while wages collapse. I want your pivot rise. I make it visible live. But this ain't ever gonna be a place where evidence lies. You came out and waited me Santana for internet rap. While the whole chat waiting to see who got checked. Welcome to the ring now. Talk facts, talk loud, talk nuts, slap down. Welcome to the ring now. Got the whole chat screaming when the logic break down. Welcome to the ring now. You ain't built for this smoke. Y'all slap nuts, ain't got milk for these old. So pipe down, you don't want to right now. Yeah. Welcome to Sparring with Santana. Bring your sources or bring excuses, whatever. It doesn't really matter either way. You're about to get cooked. You should know who I am by now.
Hey. Let's go, guys. Welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart. Me, it's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Dubs, AI, slop these nuts in your mouth. Boom. There we go. You're muted for the entire live unless you actually decide you want to get in the box and debate me. And you know what? Come debate me on my my intro. I don't care what you debate on, but you're muted. So anyway, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, do all the wonderful things. Tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart. Me, it's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Also, if you'd like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks For You. Santana Speaks For You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, what up, YouTube? What up, Twitch? What up, Kick? If you're over on YouTube and you would like to support, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. With that being said, the United States of America is a global joke. I mean, it's bad. It's bad and it keeps getting worse. We're going to talk about it. There's a multitude of reasons why the United States of America is a global joke. We can talk about the fact that capitalism does not stand up to socialism. We can talk about the fact that the Democrats and Republicans, the establishment, are terrified of democratic socialists. We can talk about the fact that white people embrace white supremacy. We can also talk about the United States of America. There is a need for us to reduce the U.S. military. And last but not least, we can absolutely talk about the fact that Christians, you guys weaponize Christianity. So that being said, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're a friend, if you are friendly, do all the wonderful things. Let's see here. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Yeah, I'm a Christian as well.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So you're a Trump supporter, Christian, disagree with something on the background. Perfect. All right. We're going to go ahead and get into it. But before we do, just really quickly, I just have to check just to make sure. Do you know who I am?
What do you mean?
Do
You're a guy.
you-
You're like a guy on TikTok that does debates and stuff.
I am absolutely a guy on TikTok that does debates and stuff. You're actually pretty correct. Would you mind if I give you and everyone else kind of like a proper introduction to who I am and what this is?
Your show.
Perfect. Give me a second here, guys. Lock in.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana, and guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, do all the wonderful things. Tap the screen, share the live, knock out the daily gift go, and just an FYI to all the ass hats in the comment section. I am not even inviting you up today. I'm not entertaining whatever you're saying. I'm just going to mute you, and either you actually get the courage to get in the box, or you're just going to hate from outside of the club. I don't care which one. I don't. Anyway, all right. So you said you are a Trump supporter. You disagree with something on the background. Floor is yours. Where would you like to take it? Do you want to tell me why you still support Donald Trump today, July 14, 2026? Or is there something specifically on the background you would like to start?
I wanted to focus on, you said that Christians weaponize our religion. How so?
Yeah, absolutely. So Christians weaponize Christianity. The reason why I say that is because if you look at the actual utilization of Christianity throughout the history of the world, not just the United States of America, but the entire world, the driving factor behind a lot of the most heinous atrocities, including like genocide, including colonization, all of those things have been rooted.
You're kind of cutting out a little bit. Could you repeat that?
Yeah, give me a second here. Sorry. Apparently I have an echo over on Twitch, and I don't know why that is. Why? Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Apparently there is an echo. Let me fix that. Da, 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 da. This one. Input. Okay, I see what it is. Okay. Twitch, YouTube, Kick. Let me know. We should have fixed it. Thumbs up if we are good. Is there an echo?
Yeah, I hear you now. You're fine.
No, not you. I'm talking about the other side. No, we're not going to play the theme song again. Wait, you got to play a sound. Okay. They said they can't tell unless there's a sound. All right, give me a second. All right, what about that? Are we good? G to G? Perfect. Okay, I apologize. I'm sorry about that. Traveling, and then I just got back in the settings, shift at times. Anyway, the point that I was making is that Christianity has been one of the biggest drivers for a lot of the atrocities that we've seen throughout the history of the world. And even today with the United States of America, you see the weaponization of Christianity in order to disenfranchise women, in order to disenfranchise people within the queer community. It's just something that continues to be a persistent thing.
All right. So, I mean, it sounds like you're talking about imperialism, or in sort of, some sort of a variant, I guess. When you say weaponizing of Christianity, do you mean Christians expressing their beliefs in public areas, or do you
No, I mean
the
like
government
Christians killing
coercing
people
through?
I mean Christians killing people to get what they want.
When does that happen?
Like
the last time I checked, the LGBTQ community unalived Charlie Kirk to get what they wanted.
Oh, that's not true, but fuck Charlie Kirk. But
No,
that's also
he sat
beside
there.
the point.
So that's
like,
so why would you say that about an
because
unalived
fuck
man?
Charlie Kirk. No one gives a fuck about Charlie Kirk. You guys go on and on and on about him. Holy shit.
That's disgusting.
He was stupid and he was a racist, and he's really not. He really is not.
Yeah, if you were
not only is Charlie Kirk not smarter than me, Charlie Kirk was a fucking dropout. And he was scared of me. So fuck Charlie Kirk, but that's beside the point. I don't care about Charlie Kirk. We're talking about Christianity.
Wait.
We're talking about Christianity. We're literally talking about he was literally scared of me. I don't care.
False witness.
Anywho,
false witness. He wasn't.
The point that I'm making.
Charlie Kirk would have cooked you, dude. I can cook you.
Hey, you're crashing, bub. Lock in.
So hey, I'm not. I just thought it was odd that you said that he was scared.
Shh, lock in. So the point that I'm making when I say that Christianity has been the actual the driving force behind like people getting killed, literally colonization. Yes, absolutely. We can talk about one of the main drivers for the Spaniards, the conquistadors coming to Turtle Island was to 1, look for gold, and 2, spread the teachings of Jesus. And we can talk about the actual genocides that have occurred across the world, across different time frames, the Crusades, and even today. Again, the weaponization of Christianity has led to women dying because of the premise that women shouldn't have the right to bodily autonomy. So when I talk about it being weaponized for death, it's literally what I'm talking about.
All right. So what religion are you?
I'm not a religion. Okay.
So did you know that over the course of the last 2,000 years, Islam has had 555 different scrimmages or circumstances where they took land from someone based on their religion?
I don't care.
Christianity has had 55
being
55. So why wouldn't? I guess so. Real quick, if Christianity is being weaponized, what is Islam? What is Islam?
I have a quick question for you. Where does it say anything about Islam on my background? Why do you guys do that? That's so interesting to me.
Because Christians are nothing more than the victim of persecution. That's why we made America, so that we wouldn't be persecuted by pagans.
Yeah,
9 out of the 14 forefathers were Christians. This is a Christian country.
It's not a Christian.
This country was. It is okay. So why weren't?
Hey, one at a time. Stop. Either we're going to actually have a conversation. Stop. Either we're going to have a conversation, or I'm telling you to stop cutting me off. Either we're going to talk one at a time, or I'm just going to kick you and move on. I don't want to do this weird thing while we're talking over each other the entire time. If you're looking for somewhere to just go yell back and forth, go somewhere else. I'm not doing that. We can go one at a time and we can talk about the things. All right. Now, with that being said, I just want to make sure that you have a clear understanding as far as what we're doing here. And I really like to make sure that people get, when we're debating these topics and these points on the background, I'm not sitting here looking for people to say, what about this? Or what about that? Why not talk about this? Or why not talk about that? The topics on the background are the topics on the background. And if you're going to pick the topic, then you have to actually dismantle the point with addressing the topic. So if we're talking about Christianity being weaponized, then the counter argument would not be, what about Islam? It would be showing how overwhelmingly Christianity has been a benefit versus it being weaponized. I just want to make sure people understand how this goes. So if you come up here and you want to debate a point that's on the background, and your position is, what about all this other stuff? That's not defeating the point. With that being said, I'll give you a second to reset. Floor is yours. Would you like to tell me or would like to respond to any of the things that I said when it came to the weaponization of Christianity throughout the history of the U.S.? I'm sorry, the history of the world.
So yeah, I agree that we should address each other and allow each other to speak. Because had you done that, I wouldn't have needed to listen to you for a minute. Because I was explaining something to you. That's why I brought that up. So if you go against Islam, you're Islamophobic, right? But you sitting up here saying negative stuff about Christianity, are you Christian? Are you a Christian phobic? Is there any made up word for you hating Christians? Because you obviously do. So. Is there a word for that? I don't know. Why isn't there a word for having a Christian phobia? There's Islamophobia, there's xenophobia, there's anti-Semitic, which I'm Jewish, so I don't think you should do any of those things, right? But there is no word for having a fear or hate of Christians because we're the most pursued because we're the ones who are right. Jesus is Lord. So, but you coming up here and lying is actually another thing that we have to deal with, right? People lying about what we do. We don't use any sort of violence to push the word. If you won't follow Jesus, we will not make you, right? Lambs are to follow, not to be led. They follow. They don't have a whipper behind them. They have a leader in front of them, right? They're not slaves, they're friends. So the existence of harmful uses and ideology doesn't automatically prove the ideology itself is harmful. The same standard should apply to any belief system. So that would be like me being a bigot towards GAY people, right? That would be bad. If I said all GAY people are bad and they are in America to harm women, which they are because T women go into the restroom and, grape them all the time, that would be bad.
Hey, I'm sitting here letting you ramble and say all the stupid shit that you want to say, but what you will not do is engage in transphobia. I will let you continue to talk, but stay on topic. Again,
so my opinion about that's transphobia.
I don't give a fuck about your opinion on trans people. That has nothing to do with your point about Christianity.
It does, though, and it's not transphobic. It's called reality. So I'm not transphobic. I'm pro-reality.
This is your last warning. Either lock in or you're gone. I don't care which
then
one.
I guess you're going to concede. I am here to debate
Either
you.
lock
You've done
in
no debating.
Or you haven't responded to my point about the weaponization
I'm responding
of Christianity.
right now.
You're literally not.
So a fair debate would look at both the historical harms and the historical
Okay, so let's talk about the historical harms of Christianity. Why was colonization, with the driving factor behind colonization, Christianity?
So I was not done talking.
Why was Christianity the driving factor behind Christianity? I'm sorry. Why was Christianity the driving factor behind colonization? Can I finish my question before you answer it? No, you're rambling.
I'm not. I'm asking you a question. Can you give me the benefits of Christianity?
No. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, do all the wonderful things. If you like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks For You. Santana Speaks For You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Speaking of YouTube, just an FYI, if you're joining over on YouTube, because people are being weirdos, right? And since people are being weirdos, if you're joining over on YouTube, just a heads up, you will have to cam up to start the conversation. You do not have to stay on camera, but you will have to cam up to start the conversation because people are being weird. Last but not least, I am telling you guys this right now. I have made a very conscious decision to not deal with like the consistent inability to actually act as adults. I'm not going to yell, I'm not going to scream, and I'm not going to stay in conversation with people who don't know how to engage as a normal person. So if you can't actually engage as a normal person, then I have no interest in having you up here. Just FYI. With that being said, we're going to jump over to BD. BD, I saw you absolutely fulfill the requirements of camming up for just a few moments. We had you on the screen. BD, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah. BD, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Yeah, no, I don't like Trump, but I disagree with the Christianity stuff.
Okay, all right, perfect. The floor is yours. Why do you disagree with the premise that Christians weaponize Christianity?
Well, I just had something to say about the last dude. He was talking about colonization or some shit.
That was me. Yeah, I was talking about how Christianity has been used for colonization. Yes.
Okay, you know that Islam has been used for colonization.
I don't care. We're not talking about Islam.
Okay, so all religions are equally bad in that
Yeah.
sense.
All organized religion is equally bad. Yes, for sure. But the premise that I'm talking about is Christianity and the unique weaponization of Christianity throughout the history of the world, and the specific weaponization of Christianity that we see today that overwhelmingly harms everyday Americans. So I'm not advocating for any organized religion. I think all organized religion is bad because it has a driving factor that is absolutely, pushed by man or humankind or whatever. But Christianity specifically is being weaponized and used to harm people.
Okay, I can agree with that then. I thought you were just coming at Christianity, but no, I agree with that.
I am. I'm not talking about other religions because
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you
like,
can't say it's uniquely bad in that sense.
I think it's uniquely bad in the sense that it has been
Their own way.
been weaponized for like so many different things. Like you can talk about the fact that Christianity was used as a driving factor to create the social construct that we live in with race, right? Like there's no other
No,
religion
you
that
can't
has.
actually.
I'm sorry.
You can actually.
What do you
But
mean?
go ahead.
You
I want
can't
to
what?
hear your thesis on it.
Wait, you can't what? I'm so confused. What you're referring
You
to?
can't say that it uniquely created the social construct of racism. That's just silly.
No, I said it created the social construct of race. Yes. Are you not aware?
Go ahead. Let me hear your thesis on it. I'm not
No,
sure
it's
your
not a
position, so I
thesis.
can't.
It's factual information. I'm not theory. This is no theory. Like there's actual proof of all of this.
Okay, well, you can't just say this is how it is. Are you not aware of that? You have to tell me what the position is, so
Well,
I know it.
again, I was just confused because you stopped me in mid sentence and started saying that you were disagreeing, and I wasn't sure what you were disagreeing with.
Okay, then I apologize.
No, it's fine. It's just, I mean, if you could just tell me what you disagree with, maybe we can go from there. I was just confused.
Are you not going to tell me?
Yeah, I don't know what just happened to your audio, but it just went like crazy loud. Can you hear me?
Your mic cut out.
No, your audio went like crazy loud.
Hello?
1 second. Can you hear me? Check the chat. Like I don't know what to do. Like that is absolutely mind-numbingly loud.
Yeah,
Are you there?
I can't hear you. So
If you want to drop, you can drop and come back. Like you can drop out. You know what? That's what I was just about to say. I'm just gonna drop him out. If you can hear me now, something happened with your mic. It sounded like you like came off of. There you are. Hey, can you hear me? You did something with I don't know
hello?
what he did. Yeah, can you hear me? Okay. If you can hear me from there, I don't know what you did, but like it sounded like you came off of Bluetooth or you adjusted your volume or something. But like it just went absolutely like through the roof loud. So I'm not sure what just happened, but if you can fix it and go back to where you are, you're more than welcome to come back and we can finish our conversation. But like, yeah, something just happened that actually caused your mic to just like fry.
I hear you now.
Okay, yeah, perfect. I don't know what you did, but like something shifted and now you're back.
Yeah, I plugged my phone into the charger. I think it fucked it up.
Oh, okay. I was saying if you want to tell me what you actually disagree with what I said, and we can dig into it, and I can actually expand on the point I was making.
Okay, I just don't agree that Christianity caused the current setting of racism. That's just, I mean, but I don't know your position, so I can't really go against it. But just hearing that, I don't really agree
Yeah,
with
no,
that.
for sure. Yeah, for sure. Again, I said Christianity was the driving force behind the creation of race. I didn't say racism. I said race. So I just wanted to be clear about that. Just to kind of get on the same page, what is race?
Well, race is technically a social construct in some ways. In other ways, it's actually biological. I mean, you can track genomes, and there are distinctions, but the distinctions are
How is it?
ultimately arbitrary.
So it's not biological then?
Well, in the same way that any species would be arbitrary, but it's also biological. Like you have 4 different species of tigers, and they are distinct in terms of genetics, but it's up to a scientist at the end of the day to make the distinction that's ultimately arbitrary. So yeah.
Okay. How about this? What is one unique genetic marker that's found specifically in one race that's not found in another race?
Well, I can tell you the exact genome, but you can look at phenotypical markers such as skin complexion, hair texture,
okay,
any type
now
of
you're
physical
cooking.
characteristics.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now you're cooking. So the point that like I'm driving home with is the actual social construct is race is based off of a grouping of phenotypes, right? So it's
Yeah.
not having a specific phenotype, it's the grouping of accepted phenotypes. And so people may share phenotypes, but depending on how the grouping is categorized, it determines where you fall within the racial categorization. So that's why, like, it's not genetic in the sense of like DNA markers, because there's certain there's like certain people that have closer DNA markings. Like there's people that have Asian DNA that have closer markers to people with African DNA from like East Africa than they do in portions of like West Africa. So like the DNA portion, that's just not a thing. But you are right with the grouping of the phenotypes that actually draw to race. Now, who created race?
Who created race? You mean, okay, like the distinction of what we know it
The
as today?
actual categorization of race. Prior to this, race wasn't something that was just like, oh, you know, this person is da 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 da. Right. Prior to the creation of race, people were like, you know, Jews and Gentiles. They were Greek. They were Roman. You know, but after the creation of race, they're white and black and, you know, things like that.
Well, actually, the distinction of white started because distinguish themselves from the indigenous people of the Americas. So that's actually
You
where it
cut off.
started.
You cut off for a half a second, but you said something else.
I said the category of white was started by the Spaniards when they came to America because they wanted to distinguish themselves from the indigenous people. So that's where white comes from. But I mean, I don't really agree with this. Race was created by one distinct group or one of race.
I don't know what's happening with your
across
audio, but
any
you're
group
cutting in and out and you're getting
throughout all
louder. I don't know what's happening. Can you
the
hear me?
specific categories we have
I don't
now,
think you
sure,
can hear me
but
again. I think he connected to his. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I think he reconnected to his charger or whatever, and it started doing the whole weird shit. Guys, keep tapping the screen. If you don't mind, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. I'm going to go ahead and reset the daily gift goal to these little 1-cent gift goals. If we can continue to knock those out, it'll boost the live and, you know, get more people in here. I see that my mods are putting people in the cocaine clutch. Kathy, get in the box. Get in the box. Get in the box, Kathy. I see that my mods are muting you guys. And just FYI, either you guys are going to actually say it with your chest or you're not going to say it at all. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? We are. Literally just blocked you before you could even do that stupid shit. Fuck out of here. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only requests up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Both and.
I'm sorry?
Both and. Both of them.
Oh, okay.
Supporter and a. Yeah, and I agree with several of the things. I will say pertaining to race, I did hear that rumor has it that it was initiated in, I want to say the medieval times with the Catholic Church. They
1452. Yeah, I saw you mention it. Yeah, it was created by categorized by Gomez Inez de Zurara in 1452. Yep. Okay. Do you want to tell me why today, July 14th, 2026, you still support Donald Timothy Trump, or is there something specific on the background that you would like to debate?
Well, I'm both and so many categories here, but I will say that pertaining to the Christians weaponizing the Bible, I would love to kind of touch that.
Yeah, absolutely. Touch it, bring it, babe. All right. So you disagree with the premise that Christians weaponize the Bible?
And what do you mean weaponize, in the sense of like to harm the nation? Is that what your implication is?
Yeah, I can definitely break that down. So what we have seen is that throughout the history of the world, not just the United States of America, but the world, Christianity has been a driving force behind many atrocities, whether we talk about genocide, whether we talk about colonization, whether we talk about the construct of race. It has been used to harm, disenfranchise, and oppress people throughout history. Even today here within the United States of America, it's used as justification to continue to disenfranchise and harm and weaponize against people like women, and so they can't have access to bodily autonomy, or weaponize against people within the queer community to validate them or deem that they are less than. So the point that I'm making is with the Christian faith, it has been a driving force that we have seen unlike any other force.
I mean, so I'm a pastor as well. So this is kind of interesting. I don't think that we weaponize to get to diminish the dignity of people. I don't think Christianity does that for the LGBTQ community. And I would say that even with regards to women and their bodily autonomy, as you say, I think the advocacy for life and is not a weaponization against the woman, a weaponization against women's rights. I don't think that's, you could make that argument, but I don't think that's legitimate in the sense
So sitting and telling women that they can't have access to bodily autonomy based off of religion, you think that's justifiable?
I think that what we would consider murder is ultimately one of the 10 commandments, right? So you shouldn't murder, you shouldn't kill, you shouldn't take life.
Yeah, but
tells us that Jesus is the only one who does that. Who has the power for that, and should be, that's something that is, we ought to respect and honor and one another. So taking life is not something to be just trivialized to, my right to kill.
For sure. I hear you. I agree. Can you point me to where the Bible deems abortion to be murder?
Abortion to be murder. There is not a Bible verse that actually explicitly says it. I will tell you that. However, I can tell you that in the Didache or the Didache, depending on how you want to, say the term.
I like to say Didache, but I say words funny.
You and me both.
Yeah.
We're agreeing on that. They have a prohibition against abortion in the Didache, which is the first most widely accepted Christian document literature in the Christian literature period. So I think it's something that it is a Christian understanding that there is the sacredness of life. We also do not see abortion practice. We see the prohibition of child sacrifice. We see, although it's not the same as in, as in killing in the womb per se or taking a life in the womb, but the principle is that life is sacred and holy in Scripture.
Yeah.
There is no.
So just to verify though, because like you kind of invoked something, and I want to make sure that I get a baseline before I move forward. So you invoked the Tanakh, which is not listed in the Bible. Are you accepting of all Christian literature, meaning, because, there's, Christians say, oh, we're not supposed to live by the Old Testament. We're just supposed to live by the New Testament. But like now we're invoking something that's not even a part of the Old or New Testament. It's just a Christian doctrine. So what's your baseline? Where do you stand? Is everything fair game, or are we only supposed to live under the new laws after the coming of Christ?
I mean, I think that the scriptures are authoritative. So we can keep it there. That's totally fine. I was just showing that the first century Christians, the early Christians, their literal first widely accepted document for Christianity talks about the prohibition of abortion and how it's something that is not done. So I was just making the point that even though it's not in Scripture per se, it is a Christian thought process that is.
Well, and which I hear you, and I don't think I have to tell you this. A lot of times I have to walk people through, this entire process because they don't know. But you being a pastor, I'm sure that the actual prescription, for a abortion that's listed in the Bible, right? The actual dispelling of the womb. So I'm positive that you know that one.
Sure.
So how do you square that circle then?
Let's not call it an abortion. The point of that was a test for infidelity and adultery.
Yeah, I know, but like you're saying that it's not an abortion. What do you call a forceful contraction of the womb that dispels the baby?
That dispels the baby? That kills the mother too?
No, a contraction of the womb that actually dispels the baby, that forces the baby out, whether it survives or not.
I wouldn't know what to call that. I don't know. I guess you could say that's an abortion. You could say that's abortion.
What would you call it?
A medical phenomenon or just a particular?
What would you call it?
It depends if you want to say that's a picture of abortion, then what the point is what we're defining as abortion today is the intention to stop a pregnancy. Correct?
Okay.
So I don't think there is anything in the Bible that has that connotation or that expression.
So your premise is
to stop a pregnancy because we don't want the baby.
So your premise is just because the Bitter Waters doesn't specifically say the intent is to end the pregnancy, but it's a byproduct of it, then you wouldn't consider it to be an abortion?
Correct. Because the point of the Bitter Waters, what's the point of the Bitter Waters? I mean,
because a husband has a claim and suspects that their wife may have been unfaithful, which is super interesting because there doesn't have to be any proof or anything. That you just have to have that suspicion. But I guess the point that I'm trying to drive home at, and I'm trying to make sure that you and I are on the same page. Your only issue with you saying that the Bitter Waters is categorized as an abortion is intent.
I think to make it correct, to make a parallel to where we are today, correct. To what's happening today, to how you're saying Christians are weaponizing to harm female or women's bodily autonomy, those are not the same thing, for sure. Those are not the same thing. Those are apples and oranges.
Yeah, I disagree, right? And while I hear what you're saying, if you're talking about intent, yes, I understand the bitter waters is used as a litmus test. It still gives you the ability to conduct an actual abortion. And if we're going to live by the standards of biblical times versus the standards of where we are, like, I understand that words change, right? I understand that things change, and I understand there's a distinct difference between what the reasoning might have been, in biblical times versus the reasoning being today. But I think drawing the parallel between the fact that it is absolutely a contraction of the womb, which leads to a forcible exposure of the fetus. Like, sorry, I just don't understand how you can square anything except that being an abortion.
I mean, what is also unclear in this process too.
Peach, I see you. Give me just a moment, Peach. Give me just a moment. I'm going to get you up here. Hi, Peach. Give me just a few moments. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think what is also clear is that, or even I think it's an inference into the text when you're reading into it, is that it's not talking about the point is to stop the pregnancy or to prove a pregnancy is wrong. If there was intention, the jealousy that you're mentioning of is not from the husband or from the claimant to the particular wife, is not about she's pregnant. It's about literally whether or not there's infidelity or not. So to add that,
no, I mean, technically, it's not about whether it's infidelity or not. It's about whether the husband thinks that there's infidelity or not. So again, there's no rendering as far as like, oh, there's this burden of proof, there's this threshold that has to be met or whatever. It just has to be the husband like thinks that and feels that, and then you can move forward with this. So like if there was a burden that had to be met and said like, oh, you'd have to come to the pastor and prove this or this, like maybe, right. But like this is just the husband and his right to choose. And that's what's happening. So I think that's why it's a little contradictory, because a husband could just be envious or jealous or paranoid and have the ability to move forward with the bitter waters, which then could trigger an abortion. So the intent of like the bitter waters absolutely is a test, but the intent behind the husband that's creating the quote unquote test is not necessarily something that we can just say, oh, it's not just because he thought this or that.
But here's where I think you're in error, is because you're making the assumption that it is to stop the pregnancy or that it is to cancel a pregnancy. That's something that you're adding to the text that I don't think is there. It doesn't mention that this is that a fetus will be ejected, as you said.
Yeah, it does. It says that if the wife has been unfaithful, then it will cause the actual womb to contract and the actual fetus to be exposed or expelled.
What does it say, the fetus to be expelled?
Well, it doesn't say fetus per se. I'm paraphrasing, but it says that. Like we can pull it up and look at it, but I mean,
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah,
it says the Lord make you a curse, 521 of Numbers. Then the priest shall have the woman swear an oath of the curse, and the priest shall say to the woman, this is Numbers 521 for the people online.
No, don't worry about it. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. Give me just a second here.
No problem.
Okay, and here. Why is it showing that? Hold on. It's not the right one. There we go. All right. Where are we starting?
You could do 21. The rest earlier stuff is not really relevant.
All right. Here the priest is to put the woman under this curse. May the Lord cause you to become a curse amongst your people when he makes your womb miscarry and your abdomen swell. I'm sorry?
What translation is this, by the way?
This is a New King James Version.
Oh, okay. Cool. I have no problem with it. I was just curious.
Yeah, no. I mean, like it. Yeah, I was just stopping because it says like 21. Here, the priest is to put the woman under this curse. May the Lord cause you to become a curse among your people when He makes your womb miscarry and your abdomen swell. May this water that brings a curse to enter your body, so that your abdomen swells or your womb miscarries. What's a miscarriage?
Your womb is unable to. I'm looking at your thing, and your womb miscarries. That you're unable to have children. Then the priest shall write on the scroll. He shall wash them off the water of bitterness.
Right. No. What the question I have is what's a miscarriage?
Well, she won't be able to have children. It's the assumption that if she's pregnant in this case, then she will not be able to have that child. There's no doubt about that.
Right.
But,
and so
the point is, hold up. But the point of this is not for pregnancy, though. If she was not pregnant, she would still have she would, what's it called? Is it hysterectomy? When they remove the woman's uterus? Forgive me, I'm not a medical doctor here. But whatever procedure that happens that we have even naturally today, that it's a similar thing. It's just a quote unquote spiritually induced, procedure to close the womb. So this is not the same thing as an abortion. The procedure, if an abortion would permanently close your womb or cause you your womb to not to function, then we could call numbers 5.
Wait, where does I think that you're conflating your ideal as far as what this says with actual medical knowledge. I mean, there's nothing. If you have a miscarriage, that doesn't mean that you can't get pregnant again. That's not true.
Correct.
And also, again, I hear what you're saying, but even earlier in the text, it says here, if a man's wife is astray and is unfaithful to him, so that another man has sexual relations with her, and this is hidden from her husband, and her impurity is undetected. Right. So like the whole premise is that there had to be sex that occurred. And I understand that sex does not automatically equate to someone being pregnant, but the likelihood of, there was no IUDs, there was no birth controls, there was no condoms. So even under the premise of the religious text, there would still be a underlining theme of being pregnant. But again, I think you're just you're conflating what the Bible is saying versus the understanding of what a miscarriage is. There's nothing that says that if your actual quote unquote womb swells or your womb miscarries, that you can never have a baby again. That's just not true.
It's verse 27 and 28. When he's made her drink the water, then it shall come about, if she's defiled herself and has been unfaithful to her husband, that the water which brings a curse will go into her and cause bitterness, and her abdomen will swell, and her thigh will waste away, and the woman will become a curse among her people. But if the woman has not defiled herself and is clean, she will then be free and conceive children. So the purpose of it is to end the capacity for the woman who is committed or convicted of adultery, for her not to be able to have children. That's the whole point of the cursing water.
Are you saying that she'll no longer ever be able to have children again?
That's the implication.
Okay, so let's do this instead of actually looking at the King James version. Let's look at NIV. Let's see what NIV is saying about the actual text, because I think King James is absolutely up to interpretation. But let's see how this has been interpreted by the people who transition.
I use NASB. I'm reading from the NASB, which is the most accurate to the translation.
What's NASB?
New American Standard.
Standard. Give me a second here.
1995 edition.
If she has made herself impure and has been unfaithful to her husband, this will be the result when she is made to drink the water, that it brings a curse, and the curse bitter suffering. It will enter her, and the abdomen will swell, and the womb will miscarry, and she'll become a curse. Again, I think that your entire point, this isn't saying that means that she'll never be able to have kids again. I mean, unless we look at the additional texts around Like the and which 1 second here, you said the NSV, right?
NASB.
NASV.
Yes, sir.
SB.
Right.
Got it.
Yeah.
Unless you're sitting here saying that there's some additional text that goes past this. Let's see here. Let's read the full chapter.
27 and 28.
Yeah, let's keep going. Then this will be law.
Even if it wasn't, though, it still is not the case for how to end a pregnancy.
What? Right, but hold on a second.
Abortion is today, though.
Sure. This then be the law of jealousy when a woman goes astray and makes herself impure while married to her husband, or when feelings of jealousy come over a man. He suspects his wife, the priest, is to have her stand before the Lord and apply this into this entire law to her. The husband will be innocent of any wrongdoing, but the woman will be bear the consequences of sin. So that's the chapter. So, like, again, I think that we're kind of at a standstill at this moment, because you're saying that this is the prelude to like never being able to have kids again. But I'm saying that not only does it not say that people will know there's not like that she won't be able to have kids again, like miscarries are literally like an abortion. So I think the way that you are interpreted, I hear you, but I don't think this holds up. But let's do this. Peach, how are you?
Peach, I'm super. How are you?
Good. Peach, thank you for being patient. What you got for us?
Of course. Give me just 1 second. I'm going downstairs.
Yeah, while you do that, then I'm just going to say thank you to a couple of people really quickly then. W's in the chat for Pastry. Pastry became a member over on YouTube. W's in the chat. Thank you so much for becoming a member. W's in the chat for Trey for the $5 super chat. Say it don't matter if she's actually pregnant. The curse will turn and will in turn abort the baby via miscarriage. The other parts don't matter. Like, that's the point that I've been trying to drill home, but you know what? We'll continue to deal with it. Debbie's in the chat for J Hops for the $5 donation, saying, so according to the pastor, abortion is only okay if the husband wants it to happen, but not when the wife chooses it to. That tracks. And last but not least, Debbie's in the chat for Jared for the $1 donation. I said, if the woman is not pregnant, then lose the ability. That still impacts bodily autonomy. Yeah, I think there's so much to all of that. But the bigger point that I'm trying to drive home, and I just really wish we could actually settle on this so we can move forward. This is literally saying how you can give someone an abortion. And like, whether you think that it's enough parallels, if you think there's justification or not justification, like it's literally saying like, hey, this is how you can give someone an abortion. But I digress. W's in chat for all the donors. If anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Guys, keep tapping the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 150,000 likes. Also, share the live to your stories and your FYP, please. Please. Peach, floor is yours.
I'm back. Thank you so much. I just came up to briefly say that this entire conversation actually proves the point that you have on your prompt, that Christians have weaponized the Bible in order to negatively impact people's material existence. Because, and this question is to the pastor as well. Do you know why you have an opinion on abortion?
He's busy typing in the comment section. Hey, lock in. Peach was talking to you.
I have muted.
Yeah, I mean, you were typing in the comment section. I was saying, like, let's lock in and talk to Peach.
No, do I have an opinion? Yeah, because I think the sacredness of life and the holiness of, children, childbirth, I think that's congruent with my faith and with what the Lord.
Do you know why that's congruent with your faith? Do you know why you see it as the sanctity of life? Do you know why it's even a concern? The answer is no. The answer is you just think that it's part of the Christian faith and it's not. So Santana, if you could do me a quick favor, if you don't mind, can you look up a book called Bad Faith? If you can put it on the screen. just so y'all, everybody in here who's interested in reading, it's called Bad Faith, Race, and the Rise of the Religious Right. It's a very brief read, but it is extremely informative. And one of the things you'll find out in that book, Pastor, is that after Brown v. Board of Education happened and schools were desegregated, over the years, the federal government started to get involved with private Christian schools. A lot of white evangelical pastors began to open schools that were hooked to their churches. And so only white children could go to those schools. For a number of years, those schools were allowed to operate underneath the IRS as a nonprofit would and get the tax breaks and things like that. It came to a head when some of the churches were sued, and the federal government told these churches they would not be seen as a nonprofit organization unless they desegregated their schools. They did not want to. So it became, and it was specifically and only on the basis of not wanting Black children to go to their schools. Okay, this is really important. What's also really important is that at this time, we were beginning to see yes, that is it, Bad Faith, Race, and the Rise of the Religious Right by Randall Palmer. So I want to let you know that at this time, we're starting to see the beginnings of what we would now call Christian nationalism, or what the hellscape that we're living through now. But one of the things that they did was they tested out social issues that they thought would get a rise out of people. So even when Roe v. Wade was passed, most evangelical pastors had zero issue with Roe v. Wade being passed. They thought that abortion was a Catholic issue. It was nothing to do with Protestants, so they did not care. They didn't care at all. However, they started floating around ideas about feminism, LGBTQIA plus people, et cetera, et cetera. But abortion was the one thing that they could get people really riled up about if they began to talk about the fetus as a human being, a person. So that is literally the only reason why you even care about abortion, why you are even interested. You don't even know the reproductive parts of the female body. You had trouble knowing what a hysterectomy is, but you care about a fetus. You don't care about a fetus because God told you to. You care about a fetus because white Christian evangelicals hated Black people and didn't want to desegregate their schools, but they slid that message in and got people, I don't know, excited about making people's lives horrible. So every moment you continue this discussion, you stand tall as a person who this faith has been weaponized against, and you continue their terrible work. That's all.
I've read that book, Bad Faith, and I disagree with a lot of the premises there. My faith
what premise
in
did you
life
disagree
doesn't
with?
have, my faith doesn't have anything to do with what the quote unquote religious right or homeschooling issues or anything from the 70s and 80s. What we understand from the word of God is that life is sacred. Is that God?
That's not what I asked you. That's not what I asked you. I don't.
What I believe. I'm telling you what I believe.
That's fine. It's interesting that you were. It's interesting that you were kind and respectful to Santana, but now that you hear a woman's voice talking, all of a sudden you can talk over me, and you were chatting in the chat while I was talking to you. That's very interesting.
I found that to be very interesting as well, Peach, because I not once saw him comment in the comment section until you got up here and you started speaking, which that was weird. And you're absolutely right. I mean, he has been not only taking turns, but we've been able to speak without speaking over each other. But as soon as you start talking, for some reason that goes out the window. That's weird.
She paused, she stopped, and she left the space. I thought that was for me to respond to what she said. I responded to what she said. My tone is the same. I wrote the text about Plan B or contraceptive. I was actually, when you were making your promotions or advertisements, I was trying to get that in, that it's not a Plan B or a contraceptive. So that's why I wrote it in the chat. It had nothing to do with Peach. I have no disrespect to Peach. But I will say that she can't tell me why I believe what I believe. I think that's wrong. You can't tell me that. I can't tell you why you believe what you believe.
I think it would be nice if you actually just directly engage with what Peach said, because Peach had a question, and then you immediately started answering something that Peach didn't say. So I think it would really be beneficial if you engage directly with Peach instead of like kind of sidestepping.
No, I did. I said I read the book about bad faith. I said that my disagreement with abortion doesn't come from the struggle with homeschooling, the religious rights rise from the 80s and 70s.
What was Peach's
in
question?
conjunction with what she said.
What
That
was
the premise
What
of
was
the bad
Peach's
faith
question?
book. Why do I believe what I believe is what she asked me.
No, Peach
And I'm
said,
telling
what is your issue with the book? You said you have an issue with the book. And Peach, am I off base? Am I wrong?
No, you're perfectly correct. That's
That was a
exactly what
follow-up
I
question.
asked.
I thought that was a follow-up question.
It wasn't.
first thing
Can
she
you
asked
can
me,
you
why do I
directly
believe
address
what I
that?
believe?
Because you were saying that you have issues with the book, and you said I've read the book, I have issues with the book, and then you started talking, and like Peach immediately said like, hey, what's your issue with the book? So can you address that directly?
Again, the claims that our faith and our stance against abortion is rooted in the activism from Jerry Falwell and his religious right is incorrect. We believe the sanctity of life because it is true and because it is mandated in scripture, because it's godly, because it's righteous, and because it's just. So to make it seem like it's only because there was this issue with, the religious rights trying to enforce segregation and some sort of racist undertone is incorrect. That's my statement. That's what I disagree with it about. I believe that killing children in the womb are wrong because it's against scriptural principles. And
It's really
concepts of
not.
life.
It's literally not. You've already admitted that you cannot point to an actual scripture that says abortion is wrong. You've already said that. So like
Thou
now you're
shalt not
going
kill.
backwards.
It's the first one.
You clearly articulated what the difference was between murder. We've already accepted, yes, murder and thou shalt not kill is like one of the 10 commandments and all this other stuff. But that specifically, you're like literally imprinting that abortion is murder, therefore it's justifiable. But that's not actually highlighted in the Bible in any way, place, shape, or form, because the points that we do have to talk about, like, the quote unquote killing in the womb, that's literally a situation of, the prescription of the bitter waters, and there's no actual charge of murder. So like,
because
that's not true.
the bitter water does not apply to the abortion argument that we're having today, because that was not, again, about it's not a plan B. It's not a contraceptive. It's not a thing pertaining to women's health or anything like that. The point of the bitter waters was to stop and to root out adultery, which was a negative to God's covenant community.
It wasn't.
Adultery.
It wasn't.
Yes, it is.
Tell me in the Bible where it said, because we just
Thou
read
shalt not commit adultery.
Wait. Hold on. We literally just read the scripture of the bitter waters, and nowhere in the scriptures of the bitter waters that it says the purpose of this is to root out abortion. It literally said that this is for husbands who find I'm sorry, let me read the end of it again. And this is 29. This then is the law of jealousy. When a woman goes astray and makes herself impure while married to her husband, or when feelings of jealousy comes over a man because he suspects his wife. This isn't to root out abortion. Root out adultery. This is literally for a husband who has insecurity issues. So you're literally wrong.
No, it's not. Now, to be fair, they can have insecurity issues, no doubt about that, right? A person can weaponize that and take advantage of that. In fact, Jesus talks about the weaponization of the holy matrimonial laws and processes in the new covenant, when he says that you shouldn't divorce a person just because. He said there actually should literally be actual evidence or reasons of adultery to why you should divorce them.
Yeah. Anyway, I want Peach to
so we're not denying that.
I want Peach to be able to finish what they were saying, because like I feel like we're getting bogged down in this one point, and I think that you and I, like, you're taking the stance where you can't actually substantiate it, and I'm taking the stance that you know, you feel like I may not be able to substantiate, but at this point, I feel like it's becoming pedantic. And so there's much more to it. So I would like to move on past abortion to other things. But like I want Peach to be able to finish what they're saying and what they have for you. So Peach, floor is yours.
Thank you. I just really want to, and I didn't want to spend my time on abortion because it's a non-issue. It's always been a non-issue for Christians until Christian nationalism and Paul Weyrich and his team came out. Again, I'm not specifically and only talking about Jerry Falwell. What I'm saying is that before Roe v. Wade, Protestant Christians did not care about abortion. It was a non-issue. It was because people weaponized the Bible and twisted what they saw as messages in the Bible, which then felt great to disenfranchised core evangelical Christian people, specifically white people. We can see the effects of that. By the way, they did the same thing with the LGBTQIA plus community. No one cared at all about gay people, queer people, trans people. No Christian cared at all. It was not a big deal. It just wasn't something that a lot of people talked about. And if you grew up in the Black church, if you are of any, you sound like, I'm not being disrespectful to you, but you do sound like an adult. And so if you are anywhere above the age of 40, you know that the Black church has been a safe haven for generations for Black gay men, specifically our choir directors, our ministers of music, piano players, and the like. So let's not ever pretend that LGBTQIA plus people have not been an integral part of specifically the Black American Christian church, because it was a place that they could be safe and still be creative, right? But the point is, when we look at the weaponization of the Bible and the negative ways that it has affected people, that is still happening today. And it is the only thing that this current iteration of the American Christian church is doing, which is essentially, and this is a paraphrase here, but it is the way I feel, which is essentially, give me all your money so that I can buy a $10,000 sweater and wear it on Sundays. But also, I don't give a shit if you can pay your bills. I don't care if you and your kids eat. I don't care about any of that. And by the way, if you don't give me all your money, if you don't give me your 10% and an extra 15% for offering, then you're a sinner and you're going to hell, which is, again, weaponizing the word of God against the sheep or your congregation or whatever you want to call them. And so the reason that I came up, and Tana, I appreciate you letting me up, is because I genuinely hate to hear a pastor waxing poetically and not knowing that he's been a pawn in a very long con to make sure to disappear gay and trans people, to disappear women, to disappear Black and brown people, to disappear disabled people, so that the only people who are left standing at the end of this, what they call spiritual war, is cisgender, heterosexual, white Christian men, but only a specific kind of Christian, because they don't believe in Mormonism. And they don't believe in Catholicism either. So J.D. Vance is kind of on the outs as well. This is about how Christian nationalism has weaponized the Bible against everyone, except for these insular few who are safe to continue harming children, because that's their favorite pastime. That's what I had to say.
Thank you, Peach. I appreciate you so much. Deb's in the chat for Peach. One last thing that I will say on this, and Peach, you let me know, like, I don't know if you want to stay for this portion, because this is still pertaining to like the abortion thing. But I will say a great verse has been brought to my attention, and like I'm positive that I'm, you may know this actual verse. We're looking at Hosea. I think that's how you say it. Hosea. Am I saying that correctly? Hosea. Is that how you say it?
Hosea. And if you give me an opportunity to respond to what she said too, yeah. But I looked at your scripture. Hosea, yes.
Oh, okay, Peach. Did you want him to respond to you?
She made a lot of accusations. I think I should be able to.
I mean, but this is Peach's decision whether or not they want you to respond to him.
Yeah, I have a few minutes, and I'm glad to listen. I don't know what accusation you think I could have made. I'm not sure why you would take anything that I said remotely personally, but please, by all means, I'm here and I'm listening to you with an open heart and an open mind.
Give it a second, guys. Yeah. Anyway,
We good?
we're good to go. Keep going.
All right, sure. So first of all, I'm a pastor, number one, and you made a horrible stereotypical statement that we just want to take people's money, their 10%. We're saying they're going to hell so we could buy $10,000 shirts. I mean, that's not the case. I think what you're doing is you're taking stories and issues of fringe things that happen, and you're making that the standard and the norm, which is not true. Number one, I will say
Okay, so
that.
thank you for saying that,
I
number
did-
one.
I
And I'm
wanna
going to
finish,
go ahead
if
and
I can
meet you where
finish
you're at. Excuse me,
without
Pastor.
being
You can
interrupted.
finish
Can I
your
finish
next
without
point.
interrupted?
Nope. You can finish your next point after I
When
respond
you
to
did
that.
that, I did.
So this is not
Also,
a
I do
fringe
want to.
example.
Yeah, I was just about to say I do want to make sure that you understand that Peach is someone that I made the decision to bring up, right? And so Peach has the same level of authority that I have because Peach is an extension of me when it comes to this actual decision. Just FYI to all of my friendlies, please don't send the gifts with the music playing. Please and thank you. The trolls are sending the gift with the music playing, and I will be blocking people that's sending the gifts with the music playing in the middle of the debate because this is being done intentional. So all the friendlies, I appreciate you guys, but please don't send that. For each and every troll, send me your money, but you will get blocked from sending me your money. FYI. With that being said, so Peach wanted to actually hop in. And so again, Peach is going to actually hop in.
Thank you so much, Shanna. So I want you to know that this is not a fringe example of just a few people. This is consistently across the board in American Christianity. Sources that I can point you to are the Instagram account Preachers and Sneakers, which has now millions of followers and was heavily featured on multiple documentaries regarding scandals within what we would call mega churches, regarding pastors literally wearing $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 sweaters, Jordans that you can't get, hanging out with superstars and doing all kinds of stuff. So while I was not talking about you as an individual, I do not think that it is an inaccurate statement to make to say that the American Christian Church in its cultural iteration currently is one that is money hungry and does not care about the well-being of the congregation overall, generally speaking. Please continue.
You're muted.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's no different. That example is no different than me making a horrible statement by saying Black women are welfare queens, right? You would reject that statement, and we all know that's not true, right? But are there people of all ethnicities, by the way, who take advantage of government entitlements? Yes. Preachers and Sneakers are about mega church pastors who have opulent lifestyles. Mega church pastors are churches with over 2,500 people, and that's 1% to 2% of all churches. So you're talking about 2%, and you're making the 2% reflect all of us, which is why I'm telling you that's an incorrect assessment and an observation to just blatantly throw the American church. The average American church has 79 people in it, not 2,000. So I reject that, and I think that's wrong for you to lead with that, number one. Number two, you said things like the Black church has not been accepting, has been.
Oh no, we're not moving on yet. We're not moving on yet, specifically because you actually did another thing that epitomizes the weaponization of the Bible against people. Because I don't know if you know, but Ronald Reagan, who famously hated Black people, was the one who came up with the moniker welfare queen and specifically weaponized it against Black women, even though the woman that he was talking about was a multiracial woman who for most of her life passed as white. Okay. So here's what I'm telling you. If the churches in question that are just snatching money from people, the mega churches account for only 1.5 to 2% of churches in America right now, in the American Christian church, as we see that tapestry, as we see that fabric. Why are you so fucking worried about a woman having an abortion when you don't even know the reproductive parts of the body? Versus, why don't you get in there and handle that 1.5, 2%? If it's so few people, why don't you get in there and handle that? Why don't you get active there? Because the Bible said if you do something wrong to a kid, you're better off tying a stone around your neck and jumping off a bridge. I don't see you doing that. I don't see you. Are you doing anything about the Southern Baptist Church and how they've, for over 6 decades, been keeping private records of their pastors and associate pastors who have been harming children? Are you doing something about that? Or are you just doing something about abortion and apparently misogynoir? But please, by all means, continue. Talk to me about the LGBTQIA plus community.
Thank you. So the point, you made my point about the welfare queen concept, which is why it's a horrible example to use to describe the welfare situation. And then the same way to describe pastors taking people's money is also, but based off of sneakers and preachers, is a horrible thing to use. But you mentioned how the Black church was the LGBTQIA community was like openly accept, or that's lifestyle is openly accepted in the Black church, which is not true. I got to refute that. If that's not the case, now yes, there are people who live the lifestyle in Black churches, in churches all across America. That's true, but that doesn't mean that the church is accepting or in the sense of condoning of that lifestyle, as we believe the LGBT lifestyle is contrary to the scriptures.
Real quick,
I got to finish.
Also, hold on, stop for a second.
Pastor, you don't have to finish.
I just want to say this really quickly, because this is a direct question. I sent you a request to come off mute. Guys, don't worry, but I can manage it from up here. Hey, if you don't mind, come off mute for me. Are you saying that the church is not accepting of the queer community's lifestyle?
I'm saying that that a non-heterosexual monogamous lifestyle is a non-monogamous, non-heterosexual lifestyle is incongruent with biblical Christianity.
Okay, so again, the question I have is: are you saying that the church is not accepting of the queer community?
I didn't say that. I said the lifestyle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, I mean, a part of the community is their lifestyle. You can't separate someone who's in the queer community and their lifestyle. That's like saying, oh, Santana, I accept you, but I don't accept you being Black. So again, are you saying that the church doesn't accept the queer community?
I'm saying the church is not condoning of any behavior or lifestyle that is congruent to what scripture say. Got it.
So you're openly admitting you conceded. You just literally conceded. You just like weaponization right there. Boom. That's the fucking point. Christians weaponize the Bible. You're literally saying that the church is not accepting of the queer community because of the text. You literally just conceded the point. You walk right into the shit. You literally conceded the point. Peach, go ahead.
Y'all won't let me finish.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly say, no, thank you, Pastor. I don't want you to finish because you're lying. So one thing I do want to tell you is the Bible does say that liars go to hell and the devil is the father of lies. So I want you to know that I didn't say any of what you said. I never said that the American Christian Church or specifically the Black American Christian Church, was overly accepting of LGBTQIA plus people. I said the church has been a safe haven for specifically Black gay men who have come in and been choir directors, music ministers, piano players, and the like, because they had a place where they could be creative. We have all known that. If you're going to deny that, then you're a liar and the truth is not in you. We all of us, again, if you're over the age of about 30 and you were raised in the Black American church, somebody in your church, whether it's a music minister, praise and worship minister, whoever it was, somebody, and we would call him sugary, we would call him sweet, or he's a little different, or something like that, because we all know a gay man who was actually the glue that held our church together. So let us not pretend that we haven't benefited from the beauty and the creativity of what you call the lifestyle of LGBTQIA plus people. Let us not pretend that, because that's a lie. And that means the truth, again, it's not in you. Okay. And believe me when I tell you, it's some gay folks in your church, and they never want to tell you because they know they're not safe with you. Okay, because you just sat here and said that the way someone exists is a behavior. Let me ask you real quick, and this is rhetorical, so I don't need an answer, what you mean by behavior, because what you mean is you've been imagining those people in sexual situations. That, my friend, excuse me, shut up, excuse me. What do I, excuse me, if I identify as what? Go ahead. You're going to say something about me? Because I promise you, I've been really nice up till now. Go ahead. I do identify as they.
I have no interest in letting him finish that statement, Peach. Go ahead and finish for me.
Thank you so much. So when we talk about seeing LGBTQIA plus people as quote unquote is a lifestyle, we are dehumanizing them. We are objectifying them and relegating them to a series of behaviors, primarily sexual behaviors. It's one of the reasons why when people talk about homosexual men, they will often, and we've seen preachers do this on the pulpit, talk about in detail what they think men are doing with other men when they are engaged in romantic acts with their partner. To call someone's identity and their existence a lifestyle is to dehumanize them. It is to objectify them. And the fact of the matter it is to weaponize a mistranslation of the Bible against people. Because for the one time when homosexuality was printed in the Bible, that was a mistranslation. What that referred to was men who harmed children, and never referred to two consenting adults in a same-sex relationship. And then even if, won't you tell me, and don't tell me again, this is rhetorical because I don't care about anything you have to say from now on, because I don't like liars. If that scripture is true, that it's homosexuality and man should not lie with a man, are you telling me lesbianism is okay? You telling me a throuple is cool as long as it's FFM? Or if it's MFM, then the M and the M don't interact. That's cool. So the Lord is cool with a what they call it, a quadruple, octomata, hetero, homo. What's that?
Quintuplet.
So I'm just saying, yeah, something. I'm saying this. This is all I'm saying, is that everything that you've done up here, Pastor, is proof that you are part of this system that weaponizes this book against other people to ensure that their lives are negatively affected, to the point where we are now we're now living in the G side, the attempted G side of transgender people. Your president, my president, our president, whether we voted for him or not, just had them put up on whitehouse.gov that they need to expunge the transgender insanity. That is because of generations of decades of people allowing the Bible to be weaponized against them, and generations of people like yourself who don't read anything other than the Bible, weaponizing that against other people so that you can feel powerful for a moment. It is disgusting. You are in my prayers. I am a Christian. I love Jesus. Excuse me. I love Jesus. I don't care. The Bible says I'll know a tree by its fruit. The Bible says I will know a tree by its fruit.
Yes,
The Bible says,
I'm
"I know a
giving you
tree
the
by its
word.
fruit." Please stop interrupting
Yeah,
me,
and I
sir.
was just about to say, like, I mean, if you think that the way that you've handled yourself in this conversation with Peach is a display of good fruit, then you might need to do a self-evaluation, because you showed a lack of impulse control. You've been overwhelmingly disrespectful in a multitude of ways. You've actually hurt the premise of what you think a Christian would portray in this conversation with Peach. I mean, like, I think that you masked it pretty well when having the conversation with me, but ever since Peach has come up here, you have drifted further and further away from what the premise of like a godly person is supposed to portray. So I think that you're letting your fruits spoil in real time just by the longer the conversation goes on. If I were you, and this is just my personal opinion, I would just stop and allow Peach to
No,
finish.
you all don't let me talk though. That's the problem though. Like she's made a lot of accusations against the church, even some against me. She says people like me that don't read, and I just told you I read the Bad Faith book, right? I've been respectful. I've let her talk, but every time I bring something up, I want to come in. I want to say something. Can I say something? And I never get to finish my point. I never said that a queer person or any type of person is not accepted in church. What I'm saying is that to be a believer, to follow Jesus, requires a submission to his will and to his commandments. Point blank, period. Whether you're heterosexual, homosexual, or other. So no one gets a pass. I like women, but guess what? As a pastor, I'm a single pastor. I cannot sleep with who I want to. I got to be married, and I can only have sex with my wife. So what do I get a pass? No, I don't get a pass. I got to submit to Jesus, just like a person who might be same-sex attracted has to submit to Jesus. So we're not making a difference, or we're saying we're hurting people. We're saying that there is one way to God. There is a narrow way. And that way, whoever goes through it, it might be difficult, but you will go through it and you will find life.
Prove it.
That's what I'm saying. Go prove what?
Prove it.
This is my point,
Prove
Santana.
what?
This was my
What are you asking me
point,
to prove?
that this gentleman keeps
Can we
going
just
back
agree
to
that I'm not
preaching.
worried? I'm
Hold
not
on a
trying to.
second. Peach is speaking. Go ahead, Peach. Sorry.
Yeah, this gentleman keeps going back to preaching his sermon, and I'm not trying to listen to a sermon. It's not Sunday, and I'm not sitting in front of my daddy. So for those of y'all who don't know, my daddy and my mama are Christian preachers and have been for decades. Okay, my mom went into labor with me in church. So when I say I love Jesus and I mean it. So when you, again, pastor, when you dehumanize and objectify people down to an action, and you take away their existence by calling it a lifestyle, you are weaponizing your faith against them to negatively impact their lives. Because please tell me in the Bible, the Holy Bible, where it says that you are not supposed to marry a person of the same sex or the same gender, or be involved with two other people or three other people. It doesn't say anything about that anywhere in the Bible. Where did you learn that from? You got taught that. You got taught that by the people whoever taught you and whoever taught them. And it all goes back to, I know that you want to interrupt me, but let me just finish. It all goes back to what I was talking about when I'm talking about the overt weaponization of the Bible against Americans, and specifically starting with white, Christian, uneducated, underpaid, impoverished, evangelical Christians. That's who it started with. And it has spread like a poison throughout American Christianity, which is why you feel so secure saying it's a lifestyle. Do you know who coined that term, who coined talking about it as a quote unquote lifestyle? Jerry Falwell and Paul Weyrich, the moral majority, they decided to call it a lifestyle. And here you are in 2026 echoing the same words from 1970. Because they wanted to get people upset about it. And it just took generations for people to catch on. And here you are parroting it. And at the same time telling me that you love Jesus. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that people need to listen to you when you're parroting the thing that is ruining every moment of all of our lives right now. Are you going into lives and preaching to people about premarital heterosexual sex? Are you going in and calling the name? Because I did notice you didn't say anything about Black women or welfare queens or anything like that until I got up on this panel. So you let your misogynoir hang out.
We're talking about abortion. What are you talking about? Were we talking about a Bible scripture?
I'm sorry. Did you I'm sorry. Am I crazy? Because I know I'm not crazy because God woke me up. He gave me a sound mind. Because I heard you say something about what if I said all black women was welfare queens?
That wasn't with you though. That was with you. That wasn't with
I was
Santana.
just
That
about
was
to
a
say
whole
it
different
literally
part.
was in the conversation with Peach.
No, I was saying it wasn't with you. When we first started, we were looking at Numbers 5, which has no need for black or white. The challenge is sin, right? We got to make all these names to be politically correct. Heterosexual sin is sin. Adultery is sin. That's heterosexual. Numbers 5 is about heterosexual sex. It's not about queer sex. So even that, what we were looking at for abortion, is an affirmation of the scriptural, the biblical, at least expectation of sexual behavior. Right? Even though that was wrong, but still at the same time, we condemn adultery, we condemn fornication in the same breath that we condemn lesbianism, on all types of LGBTQIA sin, because you don't want me to call it lifestyle. So I'll call it what it is. It's sin according to scripture.
No,
now,
it's
you
not
think
sin.
that hurts people.
It's not.
It doesn't hurt
and
people.
You're not going to.
Does it hurt me?
On my watch? Excuse me, Pastor.
Does it hurt me?
Pastor. Excuse me, Pastor.
I'm not hurt.
When I'm here,
Hey, can you
Santana
stop?
might not stop you,
Can
but
you stop?
I will. You're not going to sit around and characterize my community as sinful just because we exist. That is what it is. So it's very interesting to me that you, excuse me, sir. What is, okay. You know what, Santana, I do have to go, baby.
Okay.
No, it's okay,
Peach.
darling. I have to, it's Wallace's spa day. I spell that SPAW. So I have to take him to get his haircut, to get all his stuff done anyway. I thank you, my friend. Thank you so much for letting me come up.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing that book with everybody, because I just want everybody to read it. It's so good. There's also a documentary that goes a little bit more in depth in some other parts. It's by the same name. And will you please promise me that you will give management a hug from me?
I absolutely
I miss
will.
her.
Absolutely.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me come up. Everybody, I do want to say really quick to your chat, you guys do something nice for yourself today, because you deserve nice things. Okay, take care. Bye, you guys.
Bye, Peach.
Santana, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful to Peach. I didn't ever got a chance to reply to the many accusations she made, which were harmful to me, I felt, but that doesn't care. I also stated that as a heterosexual single man, that I'm bound and I have to limit my desire too. So I'm asking, am I harmed as a heterosexual man? Because I'm trying to follow Jesus'
I think that's moot. Hey, can you help me with something? You're a pastor, right?
Yes, man.
I'm
a pastor.
Can you help me with something? I've always wondered about something in the Bible. Can we go over a little bit of the scripture just for a moment? Is it okay? Do you have time to dive into the word with me?
I don't mind, but
okay.
I don't mind, but can you please be fair? Because I think that was an unfair exchange. I got two sentences out.
The fair comes in the fall and summertime. It's fine. I just want to talk about this verse because I've always had questions. So I want to look at John 13. Is that okay?
Everyone look at me. I'm with it, bro.
Okay. All right. Guys, if you got your Bible book, grab your Bible book and let's look at John 13 together. I think this is interesting. And so we're going to look at the new IV version. The NIV, right? Jesus washes his disciple feet. It was just before the Passover festival. Jesus knew that the hour had come for him to leave this world and go to the Father. Having loved his own who were in this world, he loved them to the end. The evening meal was in progress, and the devil already prompted Judas, the son of Simon, I can't say the last name, whatever, to betray Jesus. Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power and that he could come from God and was returning to God. So he got up from his meal, took off his outer clothing and wrapped a towel around his waist. After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet.
Welcome to hell. This is Bigfoot for us. Good fam rolling. You can't ignore us.
I'm gonna give one last warning. Sonia, I see that you're the one that sent that gift. I'm letting people know that if you're friendly, don't send the gift with the music. For the trolls that keep sending it, I'm just going to block you. You can continue to send me your money. I don't care. I'm not turning it off, but I will block you. So Sohan, whoever, FYI, right? You actually, yeah, whatever. I'm telling you, do it again, and I'm just going to block you. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm not going to turn it off because send me your money, W. Griff. But I am going to block people. So anyway, hey, I just had a quick question.
Yeah.
Why did Jesus get naked to wash his disciples' feet?
You think he was butt naked?
I mean, that's what it says.
Like absolutely, like no clothes on.
I mean, it says he
Where you
took
getting
out
that from?
his outer clothing and then wrapped a towel around his waist. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I wear boxers or boxer briefs or whatever, I don't have to put on a towel, you know, because it's something. But like when I don't have on anything below, then I wrap a towel around my waist, you know, so my dangly parts aren't dangling just outwardly. So why did Jesus get naked to wash his friend's feet?
You said outer garments, right? His outer garment?
Yeah.
Which would implicate there's an inner garment as well, right?
Yeah, but he could have been going commando. I mean, it doesn't specifically say that. Again, the only reason I say that, right, is because you know, we have on outer garments and inner garments or whatever. But again, if I'm walking around with boxers or boxer briefs or whatever, I don't wrap a towel around me. But if I'm naked, then I absolutely wrap a towel around me. So what was the point of getting naked to wash someone's feet?
He didn't get naked. There were multiple layers of garments that he had on, sir. Come on, man. He was not naked. He was not.
Seems pretty naked to me.
Naked. No.
Just saying. It's
no. He used this like just using like your shirt to use as the towel. It doesn't mean like I got to take all my clothes off to do that. They didn't wear the same type of clothes like we do. I mean, you know that, right? I mean, I know you know that because you seem to be a very intelligent man.
Yeah.
So we recognize that there were multiple layers. Even when when he was being crucified, you know, he had an extra layer on too, and they took that off of him, and they were ripping that and betting on it. Roman soldiers were. So I think it would be an incorrect interpretation.
Why did he have to take off any of his clothes then to wash the feet? Then I'm so confused with that.
He used it again. Verse 5 says, "Then he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet and wipe them with the towel that was wrapped around him." Right. So what you got to understand is that I believe that reason why he does that is because like you don't want to be on the ground. Number one, this is seated, so you don't want to be on the ground getting your fits dirty. I'd imagine number one, but number two.
Oh wait, so you're saying Jesus was worried about his drip?
I'm sure. I mean, that's why you take your stuff off.
And
right?
not you saying that Jesus was so conceited that he was worried about his drip. Holy smokes!
I don't think conceit has to do with trying to being like cautious of what you wear. But we don't know, right? We don't know the motive why he took off his outer garment. We don't know. I mean, it would be wrong for me to give you conjecture because it's not clear. But what I can tell you 100% is that he was not naked. Washing their feet, because this is a tradition that also happened furthermore, and the tradition.
Hey, he's washed feet before, right, in the Bible?
No, I'm saying that it's carried.
But no, Jesus has washed feet before in the Bible, right?
People have washed his feet.
Yeah, but Jesus, that wasn't the first time that Jesus washed someone's feet, right?
I don't know. I don't know how many times Jesus washed his feet.
No, I'm just saying, like, there's been other instances of Jesus washing other people's feet. And I mean, the only thing that I'm trying to say is, like, in these other instances, Jesus never got naked or either disrobed at all to, like, wash feet. Why do you do it this time?
Outer garment. Again, I think it's an incorrect assumption to say that he was naked.
Okay. Why did he not disrobe any other time that he wanted to wash feet?
I don't know. And I couldn't tell you, like, there's no logic to it. It doesn't say. We can't put in the text what's not there. So I don't know.
Hey,
that's fair.
All
right?
I know is when I'm about to wash
some feet.
management feet, yeah.
Hilarious.
I don't do it with clothes on. I'm going to say thank you to a couple of people, and then I actually have two of my friends here that would like to speak with you, if you don't mind. I appreciate it. I just always wondered about that verse. But let me just say thank you, and then I'm going to pass it off. W's in the chat for Darius for the $1 donation. Yeah, Darius, it absolutely says at first breath. We know that, like, but I'm telling you, we got so far from any of the other things that, like, we're here now. W's in the chat for Catherine for the $2 donation. Yeah, it's always about control. Catherine, it's always about control. That's what you always see. W's in the chat for Hannah for the $1 donation. Yeah, he walked right into the wall multiple times. Like, no lie, multiple times walked into the wall. W's in the chat for Jared for the $25 donation. Jared said, how come, from a Christian perspective, queer people cannot get married and women cannot leave marriage unless they want, but children can get married? And I think they're all messed up with the fundamental. I think they're all messed up on a fundamental level. Yeah, it's always interesting, Jared, to see the justification in certain things that should or should not be. It's like a whole thing. That was in chat for Jared as well for the additional $25 donation, saying they always claim to be as evil as they want to these communities because they're religious freedom. Can I start a religion that's founded in wiping out all Christians and you can't do anything because I have religious freedom? Like literally. W's in the chat for Jared for the 25. W's in the chat for Jessica for the $5 donation. Yeah, thank you from a Texas mom. Absolutely, thank you, and absolutely W Peach as well. W's in the chat for Billy for the $10 donation. Said, hey Santana, a former Christian of 45 years, and being MTF. I don't know what that means. MTF trans feel more real to me these last 5 years than God ever did. They don't know how trans people like me would rather unalive than detransition. Yeah, like it's a whole thing, and like telling someone to reject who they are is just like the wildest thing for me. So, got it. Thank you guys. W's in chat for Darius for the additional $1 donation. Yeah, it's always their context though. Like, it's always their context. Darius, W's in chat for Rebel for the $1. We're not talking about butt bananas, Rebel. W's in the chat for Janet for the $10 donation. Janet said he wasn't trying to be disrespectful. Really? Not even trying? Then he's fucking gifted. He was. Like, it's a talent. It's a talent. Some people just got it. Some people don't. W's in the chat as well over on YouTube to Swan for the $1.99 super chat. Yeah, a miscarriage. Yes, spontaneous abortion. That's fucking true. W's in the chat for Char for the $4.99 super chat. Didn't say anything, just sent the love. W's in the chat for MSK for the $10 euro. They say when searching the Bible, we highly recommend using the newest version. The new revised version, updated edition, transition is closest to the one of the original Hebrew. Interesting. That was in chat for Goldeness Pamela. For being a member for 8 months and using your super chat to say caller until the quickening of the womb, which is nearly halfway through pregnancy, near 22 to 26 weeks. The abortion is only used in an emergency. Facts. And then follow up with the $19.99 super chat to say, how is having multiple wives not a queer relationship? It's about the subjugation of women, subjugation of Black people, and the way the slaves were given a redacted Bible given to slaves. Tools of impression, absolute facts. Really quickly, and then I'm going to go ahead and give it to Jeff and then Solid just to catch up over on Twitch. W's in the chat for Cool Cat. I see. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. I didn't know that there was an echo, but we got that all square. Cool Cat Manders, Cool Cat. W's in the chat. Yep, we got it fixed. Cool Cat with the cheered. Gravy. Yeah, like that was for the Charlie Kirk weirdo earlier. Fuck that guy. That was in the chat for Cool Cat. We got a live one. Oh, over on Twitch, you guys got someone? Cowards. W's in chat for Gratify for the 30 bits, and W's in chat for One Mighty Pen for the one cheered bit. It is a euphemism for sex, and he knows it. He just doesn't want to say that Jesus was having gay sex. W's in chat for Cool Cat for the $1 donation. Oh, yeah, no, I completely understand that one. Completely understand. Last but not least, W's in the chat for Chip for the $5 super chat. Say, ask the pastor, if Moses was white, how would he be able to grow up as a nephew of Ramsey? Oh, that's a good point. That's absolutely a good point. W's in the chat. If anyone else likes to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links, and links are in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out. Keep tapping the screen, share the live, do all the wonderful things. Jeff, you got it, and then Solid, it's on you.
Before you go, Jeff, can I just say,
So Bryson, you're a pastor.
Yeah, I am. What's going on, Jeff?
Just out of curiosity, when the term washing of feet or uncovering of feet or shaving of feet is typically used in the Bible, what is it referring to?
I will admit, I can tell you this, that there is a euphemistic aspect to it. I can tell you that for sure. You can think about, I'm pretty sure you're referring to Ruth and her situation with Boaz. How she uncovered.
No, that one's semi-controversial. I'm referring to David and his situation with Bathsheba and Uriah.
Where he uncovered her feet?
No, he told Uriah to go home and wash his feet.
Oh.
Directly. Do you know why he did that?
Because that's a signal for sex, is what you're saying?
It's a euphemism. Feet is typically a euphemism for genitals.
Okay. I admitted that. There is a euphemistic aspect to it. Yeah.
Okay, so why would we not assume that this is a euphemism for genitals here in John 13?
Why would you not? Okay. Several reasons. Number one, I think in Mark 14, Jesus is, well, there's another instance. This lady washes his feet. I forget the chapter and verse, with her hair, right? In front of people. Number one, if Jesus is, in that instance, when she washes his feet, he was around other religious leaders, Pharisees, etc., keepers of the law. For him to engage in an explicit sexual act in public with other religious leaders would be cause enough for Jesus to be crucified or to be convicted of a religious crime. Number one,
I don't know if you're aware of this. He was crucified.
No, for what though? I'm saying for what? The cause for crucifixion.
Blasphemy. Yes, right. He was crucified.
Correct, and it wasn't because of he was having adulterous sexual affairs. If he was committed of adultery, then it would be he would have a cause for conviction criminally.
Yes, he had a cause. He was blasphemous and he broke the law on several occasions. I agree with you. It's funny that you should say if he did this, he would be crucified. And as it turns out, that's the one thing that we all agree on. If he was real, that is that he was crucified.
Right.
So he was crucified.
What though? For what? He was crucified because he said he was God. Because he made the claim that he was God.
Yeah, that might have been the last straw, but they were after him for a bunch of stuff. All of the above. He was blasphemous. He broke the law. All of the things.
Right, but I'm saying none of those was like they would if he was committed of adultery at the moment, then they would have literally tried to stone him, tried to kill him, or do him physical harm.
No,
so
that wouldn't have been
washing feet. Go ahead.
That wouldn't have been adultery.
What would have been?
It would have just been a lewd act. The woman wasn't married that washed his feet, right?
No, it doesn't implicate that she was. No.
Yeah, so that's not adultery.
It would have been classified as under adultery, is what I'm saying. Like the woman caught in the act of adultery.
No, that's not wait. Which law says that having sex with an unmarried woman is adultery?
So this goes into what you would classify and categorize as adulterous acts.
No, it's not an adultery. Look, I'm just going to ask my question again. Which law says that having sex with an unmarried woman is adultery?
There is no explicit law that says you shall not have sex with an unmarried woman.
Okay. There is an explicit law that talks about having sex with an unmarried woman. There are several.
That talks about like forcing yourself on a married woman?
He didn't force himself. That's irrelevant because he didn't force himself on this woman. I'm talking about just having sex with an unmarried woman.
I don't think there is. I guess my whole point was that
there's Exodus 22:16. There's a whole bunch of stuff in Deuteronomy. There are literal verses that say this is what happens when you have sex with an unmarried woman, and if there is a punishment or the result, the consequence is not crucifixion.
No. If there is I get what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. My point is
are you familiar with Exodus 22:16?
Please read it. I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
When a man seduces a virgin who is not engaged to be married and lies with her, he shall give the bride price for her and make her his wife. I don't like when people say correct when I suspect you haven't heard of this verse.
No. I agree with the verse that you're reading.
Okay, so it doesn't say crucifixion.
No.
Okay, so if he had done that in front of everybody, they would not have crucified him, right?
The idea for those verses was talking about, again, taking advantage or exploiting a woman. Again, this is not like a monogamous, like a reciprocal transaction. So I don't think those verses refer to that, which is why I was saying that there is no explicit verse in scripture that says, like me and my girl can't have sex. There's no verse that says that.
It doesn't say that.
Correct. So Jesus
Jesus
washing feet is not that, though.
I don't think you're understanding. It doesn't say what you just said. As a matter of fact, monogamy is not even a thing in that time. There's no Mosaic law that prescribes monogamy. Not a one. That doesn't come till Paul. Do you worship Yahweh or Paul?
Again, so washing feet is not sexual, as the issue with the woman who washed his hair with his feet wasn't sexual. Then washing his disciples.
It was.
And his disciples telling them that they got to wash everybody else's feet is not sexual. That would indicate that he's indicating that let's just all just come together and have these orgies, which is not the case.
Do you want me to show you how it was?
Please go.
Sure. You remember when Jesus declares that he's going to start his church?
Sure.
Do you remember where he does that?
Are you talking about in Matthew 16, that portion of scripture where he says that?
Do you remember where he does that?
I'm just saying, is that what you're referring to? So I can be in the same concept.
Do you remember where
I'll build my church. He says, on this rock, I'll build my church. You said the physical location, Caesarea Philippi.
Yeah. Do you know what physical location is there?
Right now, today?
No, when he stood there, what physical location he would have been in?
No, they call it the gates of hell.
It's an altar to the Greek god Pan. It's a site of orgies. That's what it's known for.
Yo.
So Jesus brought a whole bunch of grown-ass men to a place that's known for orgies. That's the Greek god Pan, and said, "This is where I'm going to start my church."
And what did he say, though? And he said, "And the gates of hell won't prevail against it." So the sexual promiscuity won't prevail against the purity.
He said the gates of Hades.
The gates of Hades, hell,
not hell. Hades, death.
Right.
Hades in Greek is not hell; it's death. So meaning death will not prevail against it. But it is a site of orgies.
But that won't prevail against it, though. If you're gonna make that statement, then you have to also make the agreement that whatever he was at or wherever the location was, he's making the statement saying that whatever we're around this nonsense won't prevail against what I'm building.
Wrong.
And even you can say this too about what he said in Mark.
The gates of Hades. the gates of Hades is death. So I will agree that Jesus thought he had mastery over death. He did not, however, say Pan, which is what he would have said if he was decrying orgies. Hades is not the god of orgies. Pan is.
So what about no? So you're saying that this was an homage? This was Jesus was telling him he's building his church on the god Pan?
No, he's building his church at the site that is known for people having orgies. I don't think that Jesus...
The church started in Acts. What are you talking about? The church did not commence until Acts chapter 2.
Okay,
So
wait. Now I have questions. Jeff,
Yo.
quickly, holy oil. Like, why is that a thing?
It's ritualistic.
Okay. Did Jesus ever use holy oil?
From time to time, yeah.
Is there any chance that he may have brought any of that holy oil with him when he was getting ready to build his church?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I would be speculating, but I don't see why he wouldn't have it.
Is Jesus the proprietor of the freak off?
An argument can be made.
Okay. Sorry, I apologize for interrupting. Go ahead.
It's a very loose argument, by the way. It's very, very strange. And
do you speak?
Far reach.
Do you speak Greek?
Very far reach.
Just really quickly, do you speak?
1 Corinthians chapter 6. So I got to speak to this. I just can't.
1 Corinthians is written by Paul. The letter to the church at Corinth was written by Paul. Paul was a Roman op. I don't care about Paul. I'm talking about stuff that Jesus said. Unless you're saying that when Jesus said, "On this rock I shall build my church," he was lying.
No. On this rock. What you talking about? You think the rock was a physical thing? What you're implicating?
Irrelevant. I'm just asking.
No. What is the rock? What's the rock? That's relevant.
The location.
Your statement. So he's saying on this location.
Yes.
How come no Reformation holds that theory? Now the Catholic Church holds that it's talking about Peter the person, right? And that. So then
why is verse 13 here? Why is it important that they specifically cite verse, like the place in verse 13?
Where they were?
Yeah.
Jesus, they tell where they were all the time. They narrate locations all the time.
Okay.
And he came into Capernaum.
But why that place?
That's where they were. Jesus makes a circuit. His ministry is a circuit.
Where was Jesus in the chapters prior?
He would have been on the circuit. He didn't make a...
He was
on the circuit.
So now we can't get specific. In Matthew 15, he was along the Sea of Galilee. That seems like a good place. Why didn't he make the declaration there?
Didn't he make it when he rose from the dead? That's more speculation. But
no, he didn't. No, he was alive when he said it in Matthew 16. I'm asking about...
Why didn't he make it in Matthew 28 is what I'm saying.
Well, because he had already done it in Matthew 16. It's weird for him to say.
But why not in Matthew 28?
Well, that's a question. Hold on. That's a question for you. I'm asking, of all the places that he went to, he was in Tyre and Sidon, he was in Galilee, and then he stopped at this place specifically to make the declaration. Why here?
I do not believe there is a significance to why here versus anywhere else, as you're implicating. If
you don't think he found importance in certain places? Like he made declarations about certain places?
I can guarantee you it had no sexual implication.
Your guarantees don't mean anything. You just found out about it. Look, did you know? Let me ask you this question, and if you're honest.
Also, you didn't even know about the freak offs. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, there is no freak off.
Well,
that's because they don't speak about the freak offs. Go ahead, Jeff.
Bryson, did you know that there was an altar to Pan at that location? Yes or no?
No, I didn't know.
Okay, but you're going to tell me now that you just learned this 5 minutes ago, that you're guaranteeing me that had nothing to do with it.
Correct.
Okay. So when he said to, in Matthew 10, when he said to the disciples to specifically enter any town, but don't take a road leading to Gentiles, and not to enter a Samaritan town. He wasn't making a prescription about how locations are important.
For what? For their ministry at that time.
For their ministry, correct.
For them to go and to preach the gospel to the Israelites. That was the objective. That's what Jesus sent them to do. Not to preach to the Gentiles or the Samaritans.
But there were Israelites in Samaritan towns. So you're saying...
No doubt about it.
And matter of fact...
He went to Samaritan towns.
A gaggle of Samaritans... A gaggle of Samaritans were Israelites.
Sure. They come from Israelites. So yeah.
Yeah, so he should have been preaching to them. Those are the lost sheep, right? The Samaritans are the lost sheep, right?
The lost sheep of Israel is what we see the lost sheep referring to as. Now he says he has another flock.
The Samaritan,
that could be the other flock you might be talking about.
Listen, the northern kingdom, after the exile, the northern kingdom, the Israelites that were in Samaria, that's the lost sheep, right? He's supposed to join those two kingdoms together, correct?
I don't think that's what Jesus is initial.
That's what the Messiah was supposed to do.
Was referring to do. But we can disagree on that. But
no, that's literally what the Messiah was supposed to do. If you look at any messianic prophecy, it says that the Messiah was supposed to join the northern and southern kingdoms together. That's what everybody was waiting on.
Was the northern kingdom there?
Yes.
The northern kingdom still existed. Northern kingdom was basically abolished. You're talking about, again,
where are the Samaritans from?
The Samaritans are not considered a part of Israel. Notice this. Notice when Jesus writes in Acts chapter 1. Hold on. Acts chapter 1.
Am I having a fever dream? I got you,
Santana. Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, to the uttermost parts of the earth. You'll never see the Samaritans described.
What Israel kingdom was he supposed to join? What Israel kingdom was he supposed to join together?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Which kingdom?
How dare you make him talk about the Bible, Jeff?
No, because I think that, again, the Samaritans were not considered a part of the covenant community. If you think about John chapter 4.
By Israelites, but they were by Jesus. My question again is, what kingdom? Let's just answer my question. What kingdom?
He says, you worship
they were. That's why he referred to them. That's why he referred to them as neighbors. My question to you again.
That was terrible.
Focus, lock in, focus on my question. No, you can't
make that statement.
Focus on my question. Stop running away from my question, because I want Solid to get his. You are. Let me restate the question, and you tell me how you answered it. Which kingdoms of Israel was Jesus supposed to join together? Go ahead.
There's only one Israel, number one.
So he wasn't supposed to join any kingdoms together?
It was the Capulets and the Montagues.
Romeo and Juliet is hilarious.
Was he supposed to restore the kingdom of Israel? Yes or no?
He was supposed to the kingdom of Israel, not necessarily per se how you're describing it.
Was that split or no?
It split previously, yes.
Sorry, one second here. PLS plan or whatever, please stop spamming that in the comment section. Like, you're being fucking weird. My mods have already told you don't say it, like, stop. I've already said stop. You don't get to fucking dictate what we talk about. Go start your own live, Jeff.
All right. So I'm just going to put a bow on it here. There is a lot of power in the Bible with specific locations. If you cannot give me a reason why, when Jesus could have gone to any place to make his declaration, he chose specifically that site, then the only inference I can draw was that that site was important in some way to Jesus.
I think it could have significance. I'm not denying that it has significance, but I think it would be cruel to the text to implicate that it was to condone sexual orgies.
No, it's because
I think that would just be
at the very least he had fond memories of the location. At the very least, like, it's something that, you know, just resonated with him. I don't know.
What you're telling me right now, Bryson, is that it couldn't be that because you don't like it. I don't care about that.
No, it's not congruent.
Oh
with
wait,
this
some
message.
wait, some
Not
people
congruent
in the
with this
comment
teaching.
section just got here, and so they don't know. Jesus built his church at the site of where they had freak offs. That's where he decided to build the church, where it's a bunch of like men orgies or whatever. Also, he got naked to wash people's feet. Anyway, sorry.
So yeah, unless you have something better than
what? He doesn't build the church. He makes a statement. He makes a prophetic witness about the church. He says, "On this rock I will build my church." Never, the rock was never referred to as ground from Caesarea Philippi. Never was that ever. I've never read anything that said that was the implication. If anything, the Catholic argument, ancient Orthodox argument, or Orthodox argument would be that it was on a person. Right? We come from the perspective that is talking about the spiritual revolution or revelation that God gives about Jesus is the rock upon which the church is built. But to say that it was like a stone,
is he building? If we're not talking about an actual physical rock, are we talking about like a foundational rock? Is that what you're referring to?
I think that's what it's been. That verse.
So the foundation of Christianity is freak offs.
No, that's what I think Jeff is.
I think he just said freak offs are fundamental to Christianity.
Hilarious. I see how you.
Solid.
That's funny. It's just not the case.
Hey, yo.
no
This
pause.
nigga's over here washing feet. That nigga's over there washing feet, bro. Okay. I see you, Jesus. I see you. Okay. All right. I got 4 points real quick. And so I'm going to be as quick as I possibly can there. Let's say when the Bible says that Ham witnessed his father's nakedness, what did that mean?
Saw him drunk.
Saw him drunk?
Naked. Saw him naked.
I disagree. I disagree with that. But
He was
we'll
having
go
sex
with that.
one of their wives.
No. The mother-in-law.
The mother-in-law. So you think he was the
Noah's wife.
His wife. So Ham saw his parents having
Ham
sex?
saw his father's nakedness.
Right. So you're saying him and his wife were having sex, is what you're saying?
Him and Noah's wife, yeah.
No.
He's being a creeper.
You're saying, wait a minute. Ham, the son of Noah,
the son of Noah, saw his father's nakedness. Yeah,
which means Noah having sex with his wife.
No, that means Ham was being a creeper on Noah's wife.
Okay.
But you already said it meant that his father was drunk. So
he was drunk. That is the context in that verse.
Oh, okay. So then we do understand. So we have established, and it is cemented, that the Bible is not always literal. Yeah.
Literal as in to us, maybe not literal, because we're thousands of years apart from the writers.
Seeing your daddy
but literal
nakedness,
to the people who wrote it, it would probably be literal.
Seeing your daddy nakedness, that mean you thought it meant he was drunk, right?
Were there figures of speech? There were figures of speech in the Bible, yes.
So
yes, there were absolutely there was absolutely figure of speeches where washing feet means
doesn't mean freak off, but yes.
So, no, I didn't say anything about freak offs. It means you want to touch people's private parts. Solid. Did you know that?
Hilarious.
Yeah, that's what that means.
Yeah, touch people's private parts.
Touching people's private parts.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Solid.
Every morning and every night, I'm gonna wash your feet, girl. I'm gonna wash your feet. Okay, all right. So
is that what stand up in it means?
That's what stand up in it means.
Wait a minute.
Stand up in the tub so you get your feet washed.
Wait a minute. You know what? Fuck it. I'm sorry. I'm so
That's what he's saying. He's saying stand up in the tub so you can get your feet washed.
Yeah.
That's what stand up in it means.
I a lot of people may not have gotten this. Now I'm on a side quest. I debated someone over the weekend, and the person told me that the reason why Black people are subjective to bad culture, right, is because like rap music and the influence of rap music and how it persists and like it actually affect people today, right? This isn't rap music and this isn't today. Wait, let me make sure everyone can hear it. Sorry. Let me make sure everyone can hear it because I think that it may be a little bit of an issue that everybody can't
I can hear it.
Right, but I don't think YouTube, Twitch, and Kick can hear it. So give me a second here.
Let me tell you what the song is saying. The song is saying, I really want to hold hands and go to the library.
Solid.
Hilarious.
All right, one second. Hold on.
I've got a 1 o'clock.
He's saying, I want to.
Yeah, sure. Everybody, give me 1 second. Just 1 second. 1 second.
Sock hop. I'm gonna crash out.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
Well, you gone now. I had some fire for that ass too. No pause.
I'm sorry. I had
fire.
I had to. Sorry. I owe you one, Solid. I owe you one.
I was about to stand up in it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So that song is about going to the library though, right?
No, it's about washing feet.
It's about washing feet. I thought so.
About washing feet.
That's what I thought. My question is, how often, just culturally, are we washing feet these days?
I'm so sorry. What the fuck is we doing, Santana?
Oh, we were standing up in it.
Just a bunch of freaky frogs.
We don't talk about the freak offs.
We were just in. Okay.
Just saying.
You trying to wash some feet?
I never say no to no feet, but damn, shit.
Oh, y'all just a bunch of freak bobs. It's a bunch of freak bobs.
Listen, I'm gonna get down. I just need an explanation as to what I walked in, bro.
I don't know. I blame Solid, not Jeff. Jeff is wholesome. Solid though actually condones this type of behavior.
Peach emojis in the chat.
Bananas and peaches. All right, bro. I'm gonna get down. I just need an explanation as to what just happened.
Yep, I appreciate you. Yes, Jeff is wholesome. Solid is God dang it. Jeff, what's the word? like
saint-like.
No.
Rated G.
No, it's like
rated E for everyone.
On that note, I'm gonna hit a
what
reset,
I do?
guys.
Look at my eyes. Roll them.
I need to hit a reset, and actually, it's gonna take a few minutes because I need to call my internet provider. So we're gonna hop off for a few minutes. Oh, hey, Petty said you found the bus.
Yeah, I was in Orlando this weekend that just passed, and I stumbled upon that joint. Did you know the community garden was inside the bus this whole time?
Listen, not gonna hold you, but someone actually sent me pictures of the community garden.
Yeah, wasn't that joint like out of elementary school? Like,
I don't know. It was a couple of wooden boxes that in no way cost thousands of dollars at all. So there's that.
Yeah, it's a little community garden. It was right there.
Anyway, no, we can't listen to more Theoders. I'm gonna have to mute that out on YouTube because like it is definitely gonna get me demonetized. Did he try to come back? He never left until we started playing, until Solid played this freaky song. When Solid made a decision to play like this Freak Bob song, then he ran. But that was all on Solid.
Wait, that was Santana. I don't even have control. You know what? That's fine. That's all right.
I don't accept accountability. All right, guys. I'm gonna let you guys go so we can hit this reset. Appreciate you guys. Really quick, W's in the chat for Goddess for the $19.99 super chat to say the man receives sinners and eats. Wait, the man receives sinners and eats with them. Luke 15:2. Taking human form and entering a fallen world. Philippians 2:7-8. Receive, entering the fallen. I see what you did there. They're definitely talking about the free costs. Deb's in the chat for Joshua for the $1 donation saying religion is a plague. You know, I don't even have an issue with like religion. I have an issue with organized religion because the organized religion is what drives like the shit. Someone said, what was the name of the song? The name of the song was Stand Up In It. There was Stand Up In It. W's in chat for Rebel for the $1 donation. The Church of Santana has been the Church of Santana has the Himalayans. I don't know what the Himalayas. Do you mean hymns? Yeah, we got hymns. All right, guys. Give me. I hope it'll be like super quick. But it may be about 5 or 15 minutes. Look up at the top. If you guys see the word follow, that means you're not following me. Hit that follow button, turn on notifications. Follow me over on Twitch and YouTube. We just crossed 24,000 followers over on YouTube. So please follow me over on YouTube as well. Santana Speaks For You at Santana Speaks For You over on YouTube. But hit the follow button here, turn on notifications so you know, because again, all I'm going to do is the reset shouldn't take that long. I just got to make a quick call to the internet provider and then we'll be back. So make sure you hit the notifications and turn that on. And then when we come back, we'll be able to get back into it. Himalayans? No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that peach. All right. Hey, come back. Chat, come back. Strawberry got it. Yep. Strawberry got it. You understood. And you know this.